guys have asked for a full video on this new 23.5 footer. We were going to do it anyway, but we sort of didn't realize how many of you want to actually look through it. It's a new design. George and the team down at Lotus came out with the design end of last year, and since then, man, I don't know how many they've signed up at some of the shows this year. It's been a really popular platform. Biggest difference being the 2-door. So back has an entrance straight up into the kids retreat. There's a rear lounge, 3 bunks, all that sort of stuff. Big 32-inch TV, which I'll go into in a little bit because it's really cool. But 4.5 ton ATM. We've got 800 amps of lithium in it. There is a Red Arc Manager 100, so the 100 amp Alpha Series unit. We've got a bit over a kilowatt of solar, about 1.1 or 1.2 kilowatt of solar on the roof, 3000 watt Red Arc inverter. So basically we just sort of replicated like everything that we had in the brooder and what we were used to using in the brooder in this, and it's freaking doing amazingly well. The room inside here for our kids is just like, it's unparalleled. We're used to the hybrid lifestyle and we still love it. They definitely have a place. The accessibility, the places you can get with the smaller pop-top caravans, West Coast Fraser, all over Stratty, all those sorts of things. Cape York, you can scull drag it anywhere. You can take it through the telly track if you really wanted to. But these things have a place for traveling families, long distance touring, hip camps, like weekenders. You want to be comfortable. You just want to be able to relocate your home to wherever you're going to go camp, especially coming into winter, the fire, the hot water unit, stuff like that. So I'll give you a brief run through of the whole van, starting at the front. This front storage toolbox design is reasonably new. You won't see it on any others other than ours and George's at the moment. It's something that Lotus are going to look at developing and offering for every one of their customers moving forward. It's got the sort of the C-deck padding as a bit of stone protection. This front one here is a little basin. This is all plumbed through to the main water unit. We've got 2 water pumps. We've got a 50 litre freshwater tank, 3 95 litre mains, and another 50 litre grey, which we might end up converting that to another 50 litre fresh. We don't know yet. We'll see how we go. Inside here is just bulk storage at the moment. This is generally designed for obviously like a barbecue slide or generator or another fridge or something, but we feel that we're probably just going to leave that open for open storage. We've got a fridge in the car, and then there's obviously the upright fridge in the van. So we've got bulk fridge storage at the moment. We sort of just want to put things that we need to get all the time. Pegs, your fire grills, camp ovens, that sort of stuff, just right there. Inside that is the 2 gas bottles, 2 4.5 litre gas bottles, and you've got your little valve that way which orientates which gas bottle you're going to take from. So I'm actually going to turn that one on because we're going to need it. How cool is that though? Sick, keeps me out of the way, out of the weather. What a cool little design. The other side is just a storage tub. So that one over there is just a storage tub. So this one over here, big tunnel boot. Lotus offer a few different options for like, they've got the Dometic pull-out kitchen, they've got the Lotus kitchen. We just wanted nothing because we just wanted to see what we can do with it. We might end up fabricating a little table, just slides out, and then having another false bench on top. So we've got like 1.5 meters of table. Obviously, if you don't have your awning leg here, it's be quite usable. And then so you can still put all my chairs and stuff on top of that. Maybe back to back, one out each side. That'd be pretty cool. Do it with like recessed runners so that you can fillet fish on it and stuff like that. Put the induction, put a barbecue. We're still working on that one. We'll come up with something. This one's a little outdoor pantry. So I don't know if this is unique to this 23.5, but it's really good. We actually haven't totally worked out what we want to put in there. A bit of dual purpose stuff like cups, plates, like sort of barbecue cooking sort of stuff. Firelighters, mozzie spray stuff. Still just working through that, but we really like that, having the ability to have things stored inside and outside. It's a typical little on-off little blue-white light that lights up the little doorway as well inside the van. This is running the full ATX system, which is freaking awesome from Cruise Master. So it's got auto, manual, you got your little digital gauge here. You can hear it kicking in, where basically when we pull up, we can just turn power on, hook it down into auto, it'll self-level, or you can manually do it, or you can use the pump up to pump up your tires as well. Pretty straightforward. A lot of you guys have seen the Cruise Master kit before. Little speaker that's controlled through inside and outside, a little Fusion control panel here. We've got 2 more inside too, I'll show you when we go inside. Little SIG 12 volt outlet, USB-C outlet. How cool is that? You can actually, I plugged our laptop into that. It sustains the charge of a MacBook Pro. It doesn't really charge it. Obviously, it's only putting out like 5.2 volt, whereas the older MacBook Pros require around 18 volt to actually charge it, but 5 volt will sustain it. So, which is it's pretty cool. Or we could look at upgrading them, or just plug it into 240, either way. That's the TV mount, coax, and you've got your left and right speaker to play the sound through the this speaker outside here. So that's that one. This is a 240 volt outlet there, drop down table, and the back door, the kids' back door. That's really cool. And we sort of laughed a little bit about the whole fact that there's a TV inside the back of a van, but when we went, as in a bigger TV just for kids, but we were away last weekend for 3 days. It was pretty much raining non-stop, and our kids didn't have any friends with them. So yeah, straight opportunity, put on some Nat Geo, and they were in there for like an hour and a half. It was really cool. 3 bunks, but again, I'll show you that when we actually get to that point. Electric steps, these are an optional extra, the electric steps, but we think they're pretty cool. Front and rear, they're both controlled from up the front. 35-inch tires, that's not a standard. We sent them down to Lotus, actually to GNS, to measure up, make sure everything was going to fit right. So GNS did all the physical fitment and made sure that the Cruise Master was going to adapt perfectly fine to the chassis and all that. So that is something that if people want 35s, it is an option, but you have to send them the wheels and tyres, and they're matching up. The F-Truck is running 37s, but at least we could get the same rims on it. Looks pretty cool. This is the new wood rack in a really cool Raptor coating. It's pretty durable. Like, there's nothing wrong with the galvanized steel either, but the black Raptor does look pretty cool. 2 jerry can holders and the wood rack. I'm a huge fan of this. Dirty storage or just wood bags, whatever. Back lift up window. That's the new wireless cameras from Lotus. So Lotus will supply you with a cigarette lighter plug-in monitor and it can connect to pretty much any car. Just turn it on. It's activated by your headlights. So when you turn your headlights, that receives the power through your trailer plug from the headlight feed, and which will send the signal through to your monitor at the front. So it has this cool little aesthetic rear wing too. It houses a little light bar up there, some more brake lights up the top, and we've got all the water, plumbing stuff. Like I was explaining before, we've got the three main tanks and the 50 litre fresh. So we've got all the little valves there. I've got them all labelled with what does what. Super easy to fill up. Like, just plug your hose on and away you go. That's different for me coming from the Brooder. It was a little bit different, but and also has a creek pull there too. You can plug straight in to run off the creek. But other than that, you can select what tank you want to suck water from, which is pretty standard, I'm sure, across most caravans. Little outdoor hot water shower, that's gold. 240 inlet with a circuit breaker. Got a little Starlink ready plug. That goes through to the underside of the couch seat. And we've just got our 240 volt Starlink set up under there. And I'll just grab the dish out and I'll just plug it into there and sit the dish right here on the ground. For that, it's really cool. You can keep the router and power pack under the couch, out of the weather. It's sort of always away. It's not in the way from anything. You still get signal from it around your campsite. Electric over hydraulic unit is in that little box there. We opted to do the instant gas on this one, and so far so good. It hasn't used much. Well, it does have a little bit of wastage, obviously, when you come through. If you're like, I don't mind the cold water initially. I actually quite like it. So the first like 5 seconds, you get a bit of a cold rush coming through until it kicks in, and then you're straight up to temperature. It is pretty quick. We had the diesel beforehand. The diesel, the downside of the diesel is you do have to wait about 20 minutes for it to boil up the tank, but you've pretty much got obviously instant water from then. Whereas this, as soon as you walk inside, turn on the switch, you've got hot water. That's what's cool about it. This is the other side of the tunnel boot. This is where we're gonna have another little back-to-back table. I reckon it'll work really cool. And this is the other side of the toolbox. This is where we've got our diesel tank for the diesel heater inside, jack, little mini chainsaw. At the moment, I'm just putting the jockey wheel there. We're just waiting for one of those new Boss jockey wheels at the moment that I can actually leave on the drawbar. If you've had a few beers, like, which we can get into later, but that's a pain in the ass to try and pull off and on. So the Boss jockey wheel would be really cool. And this one here is just storage, just a storage box. I've got water and plumbing stuff, hoses, bits and pieces in there. For now, there's a little outdoor tap on the drawbar too. That's pretty standard across like every other Lotus. So, and we just rigged up. I just did some stories yesterday actually, or a few days ago, of hooking up the stone stomper kit. Super easy. We already had the bar from the last van, so putting this together literally took me 20 minutes. If you've done it before, you're pretty familiar with how it works, but it fit up really good. The measurements are bang on, so the lads at Stone Stomper, well done. And up the front, there's a big light bar up the front. There's a big camp light. That's a solar panel on a bit of an angle. That's pretty cool. Thule or Thule, however you want to say it. That's a 3 bike rack. Tilts down. My boys are still pretty small, so I can only fit one of their bikes up there. The other bikes are a bit too small. And up on top, that's the digital antenna. There's 5 solar panels up there, a little outdoor light on this side. Pretty much it, eh? I'll run through the inside of the van with you. Come inside, mate. I'll show you through the inside of this van. I can actually tell you about this Vanchester stuff as well. It's good to know mates, old Justin and Beck. They've got some good stuff. Their Vanchester is amazing. The quality of the material, I actually can't stress, is freaking amazing, because, you know, like this bedwear is next level smooth and soft, so I can vouch for their Vanchester stuff. It's amazing. But come in here, I'll let you come in, I'll turn on some lights and I'll explain quickly how to do that too. This is all on the Red Vision screen, same as what we do in the canopies, the cars. They've done a really cool job at assigning it to like the size of the van that they're on. First page is all external lighting, like front light, back light, orange lights, white lights. We go down to inside here, kitchen, bed, kids room, hot water unit, inverter, plumbing, so for the taps. You scroll across, you can also see the water tanks as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus grey water. All of our lights on, and it's drawing 7.5 amps. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But these are awesome. We didn't have these in the last setup. Fresh air. Or you long-term caravanners are like, yeah, they've been in caravans forever. But for us, it was really cool. Super comfy couch, just here. That's where all the Lithium is, all the manager. Our Starlink stuff is under there too. Adjustable table. I don't really need to run through a heap of these things. This is it. This is the layout. We've got a gas oven instead of a electric. We sort of thought if we were going to do the hot water unit, which is electric gas, we thought we may as well just do the oven as gas as well, just to save a bit of battery power. Like if you've got a few cloudy days and you want to cook some stuff up inside the van, you're going to just suck the power from the Lithium system. So gas oven, but induction cooktop, microwave up here, dry storage stuff, food, tin stuff, wraps. Obviously it's just a few guys for a couple of nights, so it's mostly just steak and beer. But and a really cool big fridge. This is amazing. And these fridges work really well too. They freeze ice for you whiskey spirit drinkers. Like you can actually put that in there in a couple of hours later and you'll have frozen cubes again. There's a front aircon unit, a back aircon unit. The front aircon unit runs off the inverter power. The back one is shore power, so you can't run them both at the same time. Obviously you'd cook your system. Or you need like a 5 or 6 kVA unit to power both. So we don't need that. One unit is fine for when you're off grid. The diesel heater is under the bed. I can show you that in a sec once I've finished walking through here. I'm 6'1", there's enough room. I have seen that a few of you do opt to get the taller roof height. I think it's like 50 or 75 mil higher. Sort of thought of that, but you sort of want the whole package to be as low as possible. Obviously it's a big van on 35s, and I thought, oh, going that extra bit of room in the head height would just be too much. So you don't need, I'm 6'1", like I said, and there's still room here above my head. This is just clothes, cupboards, storage. Obviously I pretty much just have this little cubicle here. All the rest is for Kirsty, even all that. I don't even know what's in here. Nothing. There you go, we haven't filled it in yet. That's the main head deck for the Fusion unit. That's pretty cool. That controls and talks to the other one. So there's that one there. There's another bedside one just down there. And yeah, and they all talk, which is really cool. That's the Eberspacher diesel heater control unit, which is awesome having it beside the bed. You can program it, set a timer for when you want it to kick on or turn off. That's cool. Little color changing. They got the little a blue mood light, and then white when you actually need to see. Cutlery and keys and remotes. As you can see, I've done a really good job of locking all my drawers when I came out here. Coffee and cups. There you go. Just falls out of you in the morning. Probiotics right there to remind me to take probiotics in the morning too. That one, nothing. That's just the top of the range hood. That is the water heater unit controller. So as soon as you turn that on, you start running water through it. It just kicks in, lights up, tells you the temperature that you got it set to. Really cool. Composting toilet. That was a bit of a gamble. We've got some family friends that run the composting units and we're loving it. Everyone else we asked were like, nah, don't do it. But we are stoked with it. That's already, like, it sounds disgusting, but that's almost a month old worth of crap in there mixed with Core Peat, the dehydrated fertilizing unit, I suppose. You moisten it up in a bucket the night before, put it in. After you've done your business, you stir it up 3 times, including your paper, and your urine goes in the front one. You just empty that. After you get about, with 2 of us and 3 kids, we get about 4 days out of that front tub, which is pretty good. And you just go empty it by a tree, or you can play a joke on someone. Door, that's cool. Closes, and you just put the little foot stopper down there to hold it shut. That's sick. And you've got the concertina thing here, so if you really want to have full privacy, you can. Or you can just do your business and let your smell go all through the van and just stink everyone else out. 3 bunks, like I said. We've got, as you can see, I quickly tried to make the beds look neat, but this is all the Vanchester stuff too. So I'm pretty sure through Lotus you can spec in the Vanchester stuff as a standard option. We're looking at doing some cool stuff soon with Lotus as well. That will include the Vanchester wear as a standard option. Fans at every bunk level, windows and stuff like that. That is cool, unless you've got a toddler that just loves climbing up and down and turning on every little light that you can't get to. Like, I can't get to that light up there, so I have to throw them back up to turn it off. And this is the little entertaining room back here, which is, it's wild. It's so comfortable too. The boys loved it. We let them use it a few times last camp. Just put some, they got some kid shows on Netflix and Nat Geo and stuff when it was pissing down rain, but we try not to make a habit of using it. But yeah, every now and then it's not so bad. A little bit of quiet time and we can have some peace and quiet out by the fire. There's heaps of storage. You want to come up in here again, mate? I'll just show you in the shower. This thing is huge. I haven't actually cleaned in there, but you can come through here and have a look at the size of the shower. Turn the light on, there's a little extraction fan in there. It's massive. It does make camping and cleaning kids really, really easy. Like, look at the size. I've got so much room in here. You could have, like, 2 people could definitely have a shower in here. Shower. All right, have a look under here. This is more storage under the bed. So diesel heater under that one there, and then that's the gas instant hot water unit, and we've got storage, big L-shaped area for storage, which is pretty cool. I don't really want to, obviously if you're going to do a big trip, you're going to load it up, but for what we're doing at the moment, I'd rather try and keep it as as light as possible under there. Yeah, that's our van. That's what it looks like. This is the 23.5 Lotus Trooper. That's only available in a Trooper. They've got all new colors and decals and stuff for this one. We'll keep you updated. We're gonna do some pretty cool stuff with Lotus this year and coming up, but absolutely wild. We love this thing. It's freaking amazing. If you want a Lotus, you can come through us. You can contact us and we'll set you up with a car and van package as well. So cool, guys. We're gonna run through, Chris is gonna give you a quick run through of his van and car, more so specifically updating is on the 4-cylinder 79. Amazing bit of gear, that 4-cylinder, pretty cool. So cheers, guys.